Hi guys, my name is Greg Varner and I'm the Capstone coordinator here at the high school. Several years ago, Capstone became a course with the idea of providing an opportunity for kids to study something that interests them while being sort of guided in the protocols of research and ultimately in the way to make the best presentation of what it is that they've learned. And over these years, the Capstone faculty and other members of the high school community have been working together to try and decide how can we best support your interest in what it is that you want to study. And so I'm taking a minute here to help you understand the way that we're looking at Capstone next year and moving into the years that follow. As you're getting ready to schedule, I'd like you to consider the things that I'm about to share with you. First of all, every Capstone pathway is going to deal with this idea of research, experiential learning, and presentation. What's the conversation that's already out there? How can I learn more through a firsthand experience? And what am I learning that's worth teaching to someone else? So we've broken that down into three pathways, two of which are relevant to you. The first is what we call pedagogical studies. Pedagogical is kind of a big word that means stuff that's related to exactly what you're studying here at the school. And these studies take place in school with a faculty instructor. The most common and most popular of those is going to be what's called general studies. This is the traditional Capstone course. Just to make it easy, most of you will sign up for this. Most of you will take the general studies course. In that context, you can study any topic you want in a sort of a guided study over the course of the semester that ends with a presentation. Now, there are some of you that are currently involved with an academic situation, like you're part of the honors science research pathway. And so some of those courses have been credentialed as Capstone pathways. So instead of taking the senior level of honors research and also doing a Capstone, those will be combined into one course. Currently, and this is evolving, but the courses that you see on the screen are the ones that meet that expectation. So if you were taking, for example, IB Labs Ethnography, you'll register for that class knowing that that will meet your requirement for Capstone. Now, we also have a category called practical studies. When you think practical, think hands-on, sort of getting out there and learning something. These studies take place primarily outside of the school context, or at least partially outside of the school context, and they fall into two categories. The first is pretty clear. The career education studies pathway is for those of you who are going to Fort Hays or the downtown Columbus High School, you're at the zoo school, something like that that's already a program that you're part of, and that program takes you through a learning experience that ends with some culminating activity. Now again, we'll bring you back to the school for exhibition day at the end of the semester so that you can share what it is that you've learned. Also in practical studies is a category we're calling direct studies. We call it that because direct studies put you in direct contact with that which you're studying. Think of it as maybe an internship, or maybe you're doing something that has you studying something and then working at a certain place part of the day. We are actually offering next year a pilot program of the Odyssey course. It's a pathway that we had several years ago, and we're now bringing back as an opportunity. And in that course, for example, you come up with something that you want to study, and then you'll spend part of your day going out and doing that. Please be mindful of this. That is by application only. You'll need to fill out an application by March 8th. And also, that requires that your schedule is conducive to the opportunity to have a 7th period class and 8th period early release. So if your schedule is packed out, or if you know that you've got to take some other course during 7th or 8th period, then it doesn't work for you. Ultimately, we're going to be talking about some other ways to expand our offerings, but in the simplest form, this is what Capstone is going to look like. I do want to remind you that we are offering the General Studies course as a summer semester Capstone course. So if you're interested in the summer semester Capstone course, or you're interested in applying to be part of the Odyssey pilot program, both of those require an application. We'll have a meeting in the black box at the beginning of both lunches on February 28th. If you want to come in, I'm happy to sit down and talk to you about with you about how those work. But aside from that, if you have any questions, or if there's any way that I can help you make the right choice as you move into your senior year, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. Again, I'm Greg Varner, and I look forward to helping you make your Capstone choices.